Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, thank you for coming to the UDC Intro to Workforce Development and Lifelong Learning webinar. We're excited to have you here with us today. A lot of good information. We're going to kick it off though with a video for UDC called the Finding Your Possible.
I never dreamed this career was possible. I absolutely love what I do. My name is Steven, and I'm a proud graduate of the University of the District of Columbia. I received my Master's of Public Administration in 18 months, and during that process, I got 2 promotions and graduated debt-free. The professors had real-life experiences. UDC helped me change my dreams from impossible to possible.
Find your possible. Visit udc.edu/possible to learn more.
Hello, Marion Barry Summer Youth Employment Program participants. It's Logan here from the iconic Ben's Chili Bowl and Ben's Next Door. On behalf of our entire family, we salute you for participating in today's virtual college and career fair hosted by the University of the District of Columbia. As native Washingtonians, our family has been serving the district proudly for over 60 years. Being a Black-owned business has not always been easy. The challenges that the generations before us faced is more than admirable. It's something that taught us you don't leave your future or success up to raw fate. You pull your team, and in our case, your family together, you show up with a positive attitude, you plan accordingly, and you execute faithfully. These are skills that you'll learn and improve on during your time at UDC. To date, 2020 has been truly challenging for so many DC residents, and I want to share our words of encouragement and hope from our family to yours. To those who have lost loved ones and or neighbors from COVID-19, and to those who have demonstrated and reiterated that Black Lives Matter, our family sees you, and please know we are with you. We will progress as a country with these grassroots movements to educate ourselves and each other, to protect one another and all of our loved ones, and to ensure our futures are full of endless opportunities and resources for all of us to thrive successfully. We wish all of you the very best in the second half of 2020, and remember that the Ben's Chili Bowl family salutes you in all your efforts, including getting your degrees and continuing your education at the University of the District of Columbia. Please do check us out online at benschilibowl.com and bensnextdoor.com. And remember, the University of the District of Columbia is your pathway to possible.
Awesome. Thank you for our sponsor, Ben's Chili Bowl. And we also have a raffle. So if you are a participant in the SYEP program or the MBYLI program, then you can participate in this raffle. So our question is, the suspense. In what year was UDC founded? Again, in what year was UDC founded? Send your answers to virtualcollege@udc.edu. If you are a participant in the SYEP MBYLI program, then you can win either a UDC swag, baseball cap, and t-shirt, or a $25 gift certificate to Ben's Chili Bowl. So when the world opens up, you've got some free food. All right. So again, in what year was UDC founded? And virtualcollege@udc.com. .edu, sorry. So for today's presentation, we have the illustrious and amazing Dr. Durant, who will be talking about the wonderful workforce development program and lifelong learning at UDC. Dr. Durant.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate the introduction, but I definitely want to say that the University of the District of Columbia Workforce Development Lifelong Learning Program is almost essential to the lifeline of the District of Columbia. And just as much as a university, we are contributing some great things, and we're looking forward to having students embark upon that journey with us as well. And so one of the things I wanted to say is that I started my journey with workforce development about almost 2 years ago, next month. And so I've had an opportunity to learn a lot, to grow a lot, and experience the district residents head on. And so I'm looking forward to walking through this presentation with you all. I have a wealth of experience in this area, and I hope that you gain enough information and it makes you interested to want to join Workforce Development Lifelong Learning and then matriculate to the other parts of the university, which is all one family, the community college or the four-year institution where you gain your bachelor's degree or associate's degree. Workforce Development was founded in 2009. And the reason why Workforce was founded was because it was designed to reduce the unemployment and underemployment in the District of Columbia by enhancing the skills of its residents. Basically, what we were aiming to do in 2009 was making sure that all the DC residents that lived in the district had an opportunity that every other student or every other resident had in order for them to be successful as they negotiate and understand their experiences within the district. The district is a very transient place. We know, we all live there. So we all understand that in DC, you have people coming from all over the country. It's a melting pot. So one of the things that the district realizes is that in order for the district residents to be competitive, they needed a program that was going to provide them with the job skills and readiness training that will prepare them for the next skill and development. And Workforce Development was that answer. And so in 2009, they developed this program that's here today, going on 11 years. And we've had an opportunity to serve so many residents and provide them with the skills they needed in order to be successful as they walk through their jobs or got promotion within their jobs or just gain skills to help them be more successful in their everyday life. With our programs, there's typically no cost for our programs. They're free. The district and University of the District of Columbia provided this opportunity to you all, so we want you all to use it. Our courses are non-credit courses, so while we don't provide credits, we do provide you with an opportunity to have certifications. And those certifications are the pathways to landing jobs, to giving you opportunities and skills in areas in which you may not know. And so those certifications are so helpful in advancing our residents and making them become, like I said, more stable in their environment and being competitive with everyone that's out there with them. And the preparation for our certifications are on a national level, not just the local level that you see in the District of Columbia, but if you decide that you are ready to expand your horizons and you're ready to move to North Dakota, or you want to go to West Virginia, or you're looking to come down to Baltimore, those certifications are able to be transcending across all disciplines. And so one of the things that we wanted to make sure was that our certifications were not going to just allow students to be in the district to have the certifications, but if they decide to leave, they'll have those same certifications no matter where they go. So we're looking forward to allowing you to get the certifications, again, while it's no cost to you. And so please look forward to us giving you enough information that you can take back not only to yourself, but also to your friends, and allowing you to be able to know that Workforce could be the place for you. Next slide. So we have two locations for our workforce program. We have our Bertie Backus campus, which is in Northeast, which is in Ward 5. And we just have our Congress Heights campus, which is in the Southeast location, which is Ward 8. One of the unique things about having two different locations is that they're both off of the subway lines. They're both off of the metro lines. And so they provide you an opportunity to, no matter where you live in the district, it's accessible for you to gain access. And so the University of the District of Columbia done some great things by providing you with two locations and two different sides of the district, so that no matter where you are, you'll have an opportunity to an education and to a certification that is like no other. Next slide, please. So as I talked about some of the pathways that we do offer, I want to go down and just explain that these pathways are in 5 to 6 different areas, because we wanted to make sure that we kind of hit all the barriers when it came down to what is expected and what is needed for the District of Columbia residents to be successful. So we have the construction pathway, we have the early childhood education pathway, we have the hospitality and tourism pathway, we have the information technology pathway, which is a really exciting pathway. It's continuing to grow. We have our healthcare administration and direct care pathway. So if you're not the type of person who's into working inside the hospital, but you would like to work inside of the office in the hospital, we have those certifications for you as well. And for people who just come into our programs and just not really sure what they want to do, they just want to gain some skills, they want to get more competitive, we have our general education, we have our fundamentals, and we have our infrastructure pathway. But one of the unique things about our program is that our program allows students the opportunity to not only work with workforce development, but we do partner with agencies around the district. So we have partnerships with the Department of Employment Services. We have partnerships with Department of Human Services. We also have partnerships with the HACs, which is American Job Centers. And so we are branding ourselves across the district because we want to make sure that where the students are, the services will be there to provide the need for them. Next slide, please. So we're going to go into the construction pathway. This is a very unique pathway because the construction pathway provides students with that hands-on experience. It gives you an opportunity to understand the knowledge and the keys for early entry construction and maintenance professionals. It provides the how and the when. For instance, we have, and within this certification, you have the construction craft skills and application. That's that beginning level certification where you may not necessarily understand what it is that you want to do, but you know that, you know what, I enjoy using my hands. I really enjoy working and, you know, and within the outside, I enjoy working with people. And so this will be an opportunity for me not only to learn the skills, but also give me a bird's eye view of the pathway before I really dive completely into a pathway in the area which I may not know. We have the apartment maintenance. That's a really good one for people who live in apartment buildings and you may be looking for a job within your building and you realize that there's people walking around there that's making sure your AC is running, that's making sure your lights are on, that's making sure that if your door gets stuck, that they unlock the door, they fix that door jamb for you. They make sure the elevator's up and running. So this is that particular pathway where if you are interested in building your skills in an area where you're utilizing your hands in all forms of capacity, the apartment maintenance pathway will provide that lens for you as well. We have HVAC theory and HVAC installation. So that's a two-part pathway. So not only are you learning the theory inside of the classroom, the how, the when, the where, the why, understanding the book work, but we also make sure that the installation piece is just there as important. So the installation piece provides you with that hands-on knowledge. So you're not only inside the classroom learning, but you're also getting that hands-on experience from your instructor on an everyday basis. We also have the building information modeling course, which is allowing you to understand how to build from a construction piece on how to build those walls, how to build in an environment where students have an opportunity to know what it is that's going to be the next stage of development for some of the residents that we have, or some of the buildings that they're bringing up inside of the district. And we have electrical. The electrical pathway is one pathway that provides really good opportunities for students that want to go into maybe an apprenticeship. Because while we do provide you with that year-long certification, you have an opportunity once you leave our pathway to go into some apprenticeship programs that we have partnered with that will allow for you to gain even more experience while being paid. Next pathway. Okay, so what are the certifications that we offer for construction management? Like I said, our certifications are international. So they're not certifications that's only going to be allowing you to work inside the district, but they're going to allow you to work beyond the district and have an opportunity to work with many different organizations, many different construction firms that can ultimately build your skills and continue to let you grow within the field. So we have the certification for apartment maintenance technicians, which is our CAMT certification. We have the national certification for construction and research, which is NCCER. Now that certification, again, that's an international certification where the skills that you're going to be gaining are the same skills that all the students around the country is gaining in order to gain the certification for construction and the pathway. We have the refrigerant technician program. We have the ESCO employment readiness, which is the HEAT. And we also have our OSHA 10. Our OSHA 10 certification is that certification that allows everyone to understand what is expected inside of the job work site. What are the rules? What are the regulations? What are the violations? So when you walk on a website, on a work site, and you notice that you have an opportunity to be there because you understand some of the skills that's going to be needed for you to be in that work in the health and safety environment. And then what's some of the potential careers in this field? Construction and building inspection. We have construction equipment operators, we have sheet metal workers, and we have those HVAC and electrical specialists. And so this pathway serves a great deal for the residents because it gives them an opportunity to really hone in on what the district is doing. And if you look around the district, you realize that the District of Columbia is growing. And you see a lot of building happening. You see a lot of people in the district that's working, and you walk by and you say, wow, they're digging in the ground right now, or that building is going up. Remember, those people, those sites, they need quality people. And our program is going to prepare you to be one of those quality people that can work for those organizations. Next. Now, this is a really unique opportunity for the District of Columbia because the early childhood education program while we provide a certification for this program, we're also partnering with the associate's degree program so that you can transition from the early childhood education directly into that childhood or that early childhood education with an associate's degree, and then eventually go into that bachelor's degree program in early childhood education. So it's very important that this program is a national certification. This pathway provides the core set competencies standards, which provide students an opportunity to gain and earn that CDA certification. So the way this program is set is that we allow you to come in, you can work on 2 different pathways. You're going to have the CDA 1 and the CDA 2, or if you have experience in the field, you've already gained some of your hours, then you can come in under the CDA intensive. That intensive part is really unique and designed for people who already work in the field. They've already gotten their classroom hours. They may have went through many certifications with their own personal job that they're working in, and they have an opportunity to come in with some of those clock hours already done. So you don't have to sit through the full term that most of the students sit through who don't come in with no experience. So you're able to get back into the job and move into that classroom instructor or assistant teacher at a faster rate. So this is a very unique program that we're bringing, and I think that it's going to be extremely effective because not only are we doing it in workforce, but we're going to couple you and allow you to transition from workforce over to the main campus, and which is ultimately all of our goals, is to have our students continuously gaining the skills that they're going to be able to use long-term and throughout their life. Next slide. So again, what are some of the potential careers for this particular pathway? I mean, you could be a child advocacy center. So not only are you working in a child care center, but you could be someone who works in advocating for students. So if you know, they have within the Department of Human Services, they have family child care centers. So you can go work in a family child care center. You can go work in an early learning center, or you can do private child care centers. So you can use this certification and be able to build upon that to open up your own child care center and provide the same skills that they're providing in these larger child care centers in your own center right directly for yourself. So the hospitality and tourism pathway, again, that pathway is a really great opportunity for the district because we know that within the district, there's a lot of opportunity for, like I said, transient people. They're coming in, they're looking for hotels, they're looking for opportunities to be able to, to bring their families. They're looking for tourism spots. And so even though right now we're hit by COVID and we understand that it's slowed down a little bit, but we do understand that things are going to open back up. And when they open back up, the opportunities in the job market is going to be even more robust. And so we want to make sure that the training and the skills that we provide you will provide you for the entry-level opportunities within the hotel and hospitality tourism pathway. But one of the things that's unique about our pathway is that we provide, which is we consider to be stackable credentials. And those stackable credentials allow you to not only gain one certification, but multiple certifications in one pathway at one time. And so when you come and you make and you look at the hospitality and tourism pathway, you say, you know what? I want to go into the hotel and lodging operations pathway, and I see that roadmap. And how do I get there? So one of the things that we provide is certifications in 3 different areas. So you can get certifications in the foundations of hospitality and tourism. You can get it in guest services professionals. You can get it in front desk representatives. And so those 3 certifications will allow for you to be extremely marketable. So one of the things that we want to make sure is that we're not just putting you out there to gain a job, but we're putting you out there to be able to propel while you're in the job. And the more certifications that you can walk into that industry with, the better off you'll be when you commit yourself to that job to say that, hey, I've done this one, but now, you know what? I want to move to the next level. So we're not only providing you the skills for right now, but we're looking how we can provide you for the skills for the future and this hospitality pathway, because with those stackable credentials, like I said, you're not only gaining one certification, you're gaining multiple certifications across the platform. And so, next slide. And so with that certification, again, we are doing national certifications. We are in the NRF, which is the National Retail Association. We have the National Restaurant Association Safe Serve certifications, which is international. Everyone that's in the hotel and hospitality industry, they are taking these certifications and they are across the country. So it's just not in the District of Columbia. We are also offering the National Apartment for Leasing Professionals. So one of the certification pathways inside of that, the hospitality and tourism, is the apartment maintenance pathway. That pathway allows for you to be able to be leasing in apartments. So if you're leasing an apartment maintenance, so you have an opportunity to work in a leasing office in the building, it really provides you a good opportunity to be able to, if the building you're living in have an opportunity for you to work there as a leasing manager or a leasing associate, then you can gain that certification because we do offer that national certification. And so we do offer, so the potential jobs that we go into is the hotel front desk manager, the lead restaurant server, the office administrator, or the room attendant. And so those are some of the jobs that we do provide an opportunity for students to be able to gain once they gain the certifications in this area. And there's many, many more. Next slide. So our information technology pathway has, like I said, begun to be one of our extremely competitive, extremely focused pathways. The students that's in this pathway provide training for entry-level technicians and professional careers in the area of hardware, software design, development, and systems integration. And so some of the courses that we offer, which is very competitive, and remember, these courses are offered at no cost. And so we are basically gaining a lot of students from throughout the industry. We have students that are coming to us with no experience. We have students that come to us with work experience with no degree. We have students that come to us with degrees but may not have the experience that they need for a particular pathway certification. And so we have the Microsoft Office Suites pathway. We have the Intro to Computers pathway. We have our Computer Technician A+ certification. We have the Network Plus certification, which is the Network Plus allows for the students to gain the opportunity to work within a network. And so if you look at the computer system and you see, okay, so this is how the computer works. When you call that front desk and you talk to that person and ask them, hey, how do I gain, my computer shut down, it's not working. Those are the people that's working on these certifications that's gonna help you troubleshoot your computer and get you back up and running. We have the Computer Network Security Plus. Those are the ones that's working with the hardware, the software of the security, making sure that you don't get those viruses. And if you have a virus, how we detect the virus and how we get those viruses off your computer. And so you gain those kind of skills as well. Our real popular pathway certification is the project management. That one is coupled with multiple layers of certifications because you have an opportunity, if you gain certifications I talked about the CDA certification, the Child Development Associate, and if you decide that you want to open your own business for child development, you can gain project management certification, and that will show you how to scale up those particular certifications in order to know that you have the skills in order to run that project, to manage that organization, and allow yourself to be more successful and competitive with your own organization, your own job, or gain skills in order to be successful in your current role or current job responsibilities. We have the ASW Cloud Computing, and we also currently are offering our iOS, which we're starting this fall semester. So the information technology pathway, what certifications can I obtain? Like I said, all of our certifications are international certifications, and they're all coming from CompTIA. And so you're gaining the CompTIA certifications, and you're also gaining the project management, which is the CAPM, the CAPM certification in project management. And what are some of the jobs? An in-home support specialist, a desktop support specialist, a help desk technician. Some of the things that I talked about previously, some of the jobs that's out there in the industry that our students are gaining, the information technology specialist, and also a project manager. You're able to run a project site or understand what it takes to run a project site. The healthcare administration pathway is a very exciting pathway because the healthcare administration pathway provides students the opportunity to not only work inside of a hospital, but they also can work inside of a hospital clinic or inside of a hospital office. And so this pathway provides students the training and the skills to be competitive and be able to work in a clinical environment in order for them to gain the skills necessary to be successful in that type of environment and be ready for the healthcare field. And so the Office Administration Professional Pathway, which is a stackable credential, we offer the MOAP, which is the Office Administrative Professional Certification, and we also offer the Electronic Health Record Certification. And so that certification allows for you to be able to go into a hospital and understand how to examine the health records of the patients. speak to the doctor, understand the terminology, the language. So we provide you the opportunity to be in the medical environment and understand what the patient is going through and how to read the charts of the patient. Our medical billing and coding roadmap, you start off with the Office Administration Professional certification as well, and then you go into our Introduction to Medical Billing and Coding, which provides you a certification. And if you really enjoyed that Introduction to Medical Billing and Coding, you can go into either the health records or you can go over to Advanced Medical Billing. And now the Advanced Medical Billing allows you to go in and work in coding, make sure that you understand what it takes to bill patients and understand healthcare records and understand what the industry is out there doing in order for the patients to gain the healthcare that they need, and you're able to walk them through the steps in order for them to understand this is what I need for this particular prescription or this particular surgery, and you let them know how it's going to be broken down and how the hospital and will be able to bill them and pay them, as well as allow the organization that their healthcare is funded through receive the notice from them. Also, the Healthcare Administration Passport, that certification, you can obtain. This certification is required through all international certification as well. So we have the Certification Professional Billing, that's that billing and coding pathway that I was talking about. We have the Certified Electronic Health Records Specialist. And with that Electronic Health Records Specialist, that gains an NHA certification, a National Health Organization certification, as well as the Billing and Coding Specialist and the Certified Medical Administrative Assistant. And so those are the areas in which you'll be able to gain within our administrative healthcare. And so some of the jobs that our students were able to land in this field, amongst others, were certified EHR specialists, medical records and field technicians, a unit secretary, patient account specialist, and insurance billing. So they are able to really go into the hospitals and work behind the scenes because they may not want to work on the front lines of the hospital with the care of a student. Next slide. So direct healthcare is more, if you look at the pictures, the direct healthcare pathway is that pathway that allows for you to be hands-on with the patients. You're in the nitty-gritty, you're working with the patients, you understand, you're alongside the nurses and the doctors. So you're really invested and you're committed to the direct healthcare side of the field. And so with this certification, you're able to gain certifications in, let's say, pharmacy tech. You're able to gain phlebotomy. We have the certified nursing assistant pathway. We have the pathway for medical assistant. So those are the areas in which our students would gain the experience to be able to go into the hospitals and work alongside the administrative professionals. And so one of the things that we try to make sure is that when we talk to our students about the direct pathway that they want to go into within healthcare, then we break it down to them. We let you know, what's the difference between the administrative, what's the difference between the direct. And some students, they I think I want to do direct, but I don't like blood, but I want to do healthcare. There is an opportunity for you as well. You don't have to only be directed or committed to one particular area in healthcare. It's a large industry, and our students gain the skills to be able to be an insert in that industry in many different capacities. And so, again, with the direct healthcare, they have the pharmacy clerk, we have the patient and guest services representative, we have the patient scheduler, and we also have the nursing assistant. And so you'll have an opportunity to gain the skills needed in order for you to work, like I said, alongside those doctors and those nurses inside the triage centers and be there and be committed as the hands-on frontline worker inside of a hospital or a nursing home or a clinic. Next one. So that pathway, the direct care one, okay, so again, like I was talking about, we have the phlebotomy and the EKG tech. So a phlebotomy technician or the EKG technician, those pathways work hand in hand. And so they are allowing you to not only understand how to draw the blood and how to understand how to stick the needle, but you can go and understand how to monitor the heart rate, understand how those patients are being observed as they are, maybe coming with some kind of chronic chest pains. So you'll be working directly with the nurse to identify the illness of the patient when they come into the ER or the hospital or that clinic. The medical assistant roadmap, you start off with the Office Administrative Professional certification again that we talked about, but you'll move into a medical assistant or the electronic health records or the phlebotomy technician. The medical assistants and dialysis tech. So that's a really popular one, because not only do you gain the skills in order to be a nursing assistant, but you also position yourself to be able to be a dialysis technician, so that you are gaining a more direct and competitive skill that's in the industry, that's helping patients across many different spectrums. And the nursing assistants and patient care tech, so that's that direct support professional roadmap with that nursing assistant. Then you'll get that patient care technician, and then you'll also end with the electronic health records. The electronic health records are so vital, because understanding how to read patients' charts and patients' illnesses is one of the ways in which you're best suited in order to be able to help those patients be more successful and be able to come over and beat the illnesses that they have, that they're dealing with, from your knowledge. Next slide. Okay, so within the healthcare administrative, the healthcare profession, we do require, some additional documents. So unlike, some of the other pathways where you come in, you do the certification, or you take the application, you do the CASAS exam, this one requires you to take a 7 series drug screening. They make sure you have to be able to understand, come in, and for certain pathways, you have to do a background check. You also have to make sure that you take a physical. And so with those certifications in the healthcare industry, the reason why we have that additional documentation is because those are the required documentations that's needed in order for you to gain that international or that national certification for those healthcare pathways that we talk about. And so in order for us to stay compliant and to stay within the regulations of all the pathways, we have to make sure that we're meeting the needs, not only of what we require, but of what all the other industry require, in order for you all to gain the necessary skills in order to be competitive when you go into those working roles as well. Next slide. Okay, so the healthcare, again, just want to talk about like some of the things that, so in order for the healthcare pathway, you have to have the proof of the high school diploma, which is also that transcript or that GED. You have to take that healthcare examination that I explained. So that physical within 1 year of coming to the program. Take those PPD tests, making sure, or that chest x-ray, that's an official clearance within 1 to 5 years. And so you have to make sure that you have within the last 5 years in order for you to be a part of that pathway, which is direct healthcare pathway. You also have to make sure with the immunization that you have the measles, mumps, and rubella MMR records. You have the Tdap. You have the hepatitis shot. You have the chickenpox and the vaccine for the flu vaccine. And then you also have to do a global services criminal background check. And so we do a global background check that all students have to take. You have to do all your CPR certification. And again, you have to have that drug screening within 7 days before you start the class, because we have to make sure that all the students that it's going to be in the direct healthcare pathway is meeting all the industry needs in order for them to gain that certification, and that they're going to be competitive when they do leave our programs. The infrastructure and general fundamentals pathway. Remember when I talked about in the beginning, I said that the pathway where you're undecided, you're not sure exactly what it is that you want to do, but you know that I want to do something, I want to get out there, I want to start my career today. And so this is the pathway for most of our students. And this pathway provides students with an opportunity to really gain some skills. And within all our pathways, one of the things that we require is that you take the CASAS exam. The CASAS exam is our certification exam within our house, which is an assessment exam that tests and gauge your readiness for the courses that we offer. And so in order for you to get into a particular pathway, the CASAS exam score is going to have to meet the required score for that particular pathway. And so if you don't meet that score, then we do have skills programs that can help you and gain you up to that level to be able to meet that score the next go round. And so one of the ways that we do that is within our fundamentals of mathematics and language arts. And that course prepares students within the language arts and prepares students within the math. It really provides you that skill that you're going to need in order for you to truly be successful within the program or the pathway, because right now you may not have that required score, but doesn't mean that you're counted out for the pathway yet. We also offer Spanish in the workplace. So if you're working in an environment where you know that Spanish has become very popular, and you want to gain that skill, even though it may not be required for your job, but in order for you to be successful at your job, you need to have that skill. We have a lot of students coming into that pathway. But one of the unique things about that class is that the Spanish instructor that we have, she comes in speaking Spanish from the beginning. So the students are really having an opportunity to learn Spanish from the ground. And she really helps our students gain those skills. And so she makes it conversational so that when you're at work, you understand exactly some of the things that's happening or some of the things that's going on. And she provides that level of foundation so that if you really are concerned or you really are competitive or you really are interested in learning the Spanish language, then you are set at a great foundation so that you can continue to build with the people that you work with. We also have IT for seniors. And so if you know any of any seniors that may just want to get out the house or maybe just want to learn a new skill or realize that, I need to learn how to send an email to my doctor right now in COVID. And a lot of doctors are doing telehealth. And so they may want to send an email to their doctor or let them know what's going on with them, but they may not, want to use the phone or they may not be able to call. And we want them to be able to gain the skills that they need in order to be in the 21st century as well. And so we're providing that class to give them an opportunity to be competitive. And with this pathway, there's no certifications that's associated with the pathway, but there's a lot of opportunities for students, like I said, to end this pathway to be able to migrate or begin to go over to some of the other pathways where there is heavily certifications that can make you competitive in the job market. Next slide. So now we talked about all these classes and I'm pretty sure you all are wondering so you have all these classes. Now, how does it work? When do I take them? One of the things that we are committed to doing is making sure that our pathways provide the opportunities for students in the district, no matter what they're doing, whether they're working or that they need childcare in the afternoon or that they just don't have the time throughout the day or through the evenings. We are providing you that opportunity because we have 3 different start dates. We provide January, May, and August are our start dates, and we consider the fall, spring, and summer sessions. We also have morning, afternoon, and evening courses. So those courses in the morning and afternoons and the evening really provide students an opportunity to lay out their schedule. So for instance, if you have a child that goes to school in the morning and you know that in the morning is best for you because my child is at school and then in the evenings I don't have childcare, or if you have a child who you have to be home with, but you have someone in the evening because the other parent or the older sibling comes home and they can watch the child for the next 3 hours or something while you're taking class. We want to be able to put you in a position to where the courses that we're offering are around your schedule. And one of the unique things that we do with our course offerings is that we offer every course at different times. And so you are going to have an opportunity to take a course in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. And we're also looking to move into Saturdays. And so we're providing that opportunity to you so that if you come and say, I want to take, the medical office administrative professional course, but I can't do it in the morning, I can do it in the evening. We have one that's offered in the morning and we have one that's offered in the evening. So we're very much committed to making sure that we provide you with as much opportunity as we can while making sure that we still make sure we hold and make sure that the program is held to the utmost integrity. And so courses will vary in length. I walked through those courses with you and I told you about all the courses, and you can probably say, wow, some seem like they're much harder, or some seem like they're much more, time consuming because it's taking 2 different times to get the certification. So yes, that's very true. Classes are offered Monday through Thursday, and they are held at least 3 hours a day. So when we say that is that you may have your class maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because your certification requires you to have 120 hours, where the person you came to sign up with is taking a certification that only requires them to have 55 hours. So their class only offered on Monday and Wednesday. And you may not understand in the beginning and say, well, why they only get to come twice and I got to come 5 times. That's a lot of times for me. The reason is because every certification is not created equal. Every certification is different, and every international certification body requires something different. So the pathway that you go into is going to determine the amount of hours you spend in the classroom, the amount of days you spend in the classroom, and the amount of time it's going to take for you to get your certification. It's not up to us. We provide the opportunity, but we have to follow the standard in order for you to gain that certification. And so one of the things that we recommend is that if 2 hours of homework is recommended for every hour of class. So if you're in class 15 hours a week, you're looking at 30 hours of homework. If you're in class 6 hours a week, you're looking at 12 hours of homework. And so it's a very rigorous program. We make sure that the students that come into our program is very much ready and prepared. And that's one of the reasons why we provide that CASAS assessment at the beginning, because once you take the CASAS and you gain the required score, you're well on your way in order to gaining and earning that certification. Okay, so one of the things that we have to make sure, because within the District of Columbia and within the workforce development program under the University of District of Columbia, we have to make sure that all of our students are DC residents. So unlike the flagship and the community college, workforce development only can provide services to District of Columbia residents. And so we have to make sure that we provide that proof from the beginning or the inception of you coming into our program. And so that driver's license is one of the first forms of ID that that is provided. It can be expired. It has to be a valid driver's license or identification card. We do require the Department of Corrections re-entry identification card as a form of identification. And we also look at your passport. And there's some other documents we look, we want you to have, if you have SNAP benefits, you can bring that certification form in. If you have certification within another district resident agency that you're working with, TANF, or if you're part of an HJC, you can bring those certification letters in to let us know that you are a district resident and that you do provide, you are providing services to the district. So we want to make sure that the students that we are serving are the residents of the District of Columbia. So that's why the proof of identification is very, very, very necessary. So some of the other required documents that we provide, we do provide, you can provide the 2 most recent pay stubs. You can provide your Department of Motor Vehicle registration certificate if you have a vehicle. You can provide your DC tax return, the prior year tax return, letting us know that you did file your taxes and you are a district resident, you pay taxes to the district. You are a DC, but if you don't work, that's why some of the other required documents are needed as well. Your DC voter registration card, your DC state benefits, I talked about those SNAP, those TANF, or your DCPS or DCPS transcripts with graduation date within the past 12 months. And so if you're a newly graduated student, and then you can provide your DC transcripts or high school diploma. But if you've been out for a long time, you could have graduated from a DC school and transferred over to Virginia, and pretty much had lived in DC. So we have to make sure we have that within the last 12 months. Next slide. So I talked a little about the CASAS and the NorthStar. So the CASAS and NorthStar are our assessments, and so those are the ways in which we gauge our students' ability to be successful in our class. Now, we all know that some students are going to say, I don't think that the CASAS exam is going to really determine all my abilities, and I don't think so either. But one of the things that we have to make sure is that the students that walk through our program does have the skills necessary that's required for them to be competitive and successfully completing the particular pathway which they go into. And so when you take the CASAS exam and you don't get the required score, please don't look at that required score as you failing, because there's no such thing as failing the CASAS exam. The CASAS exam is an assessment exam that gauges your skill set at the time, prepared to say whether or not you are prepared to take the required pathway that you want to take. So it's not a pass or fail, because all of our pathways require different skill sets and different required skills, scores in order for you to be in that particular pathway. So we don't say fail, because if you haven't met the required score, what I talked about earlier is that we provide those fundamental classes for you in order for you to move to that next skill set. And so you have an opportunity to gain the skills that you need in order for you to be successful moving forward. Our NorthStar assessment, that's one of the assessments that tests your basic computer hardware skills, the Microsoft understanding, the internet capabilities, if you understand how to do an email. So we want to see where you stand as far as technology. And the reason why even more now is because workforce development has went completely 100% online for the fall semester. Because of COVID, we're offering all of our courses online remotely. And so we want to make sure that the students that's coming through the program understands how to, at least the basic components of a computer, and understand how to use the computer and how to cut it on and how to check their emails and how to log in and different things like that. Those basic skills that we want to make sure that you know, so that when you go into our online platform and you understand that you're going to be a workforce student, that you have at least the beginning level skills. But there's always going to be someone there to help you and support you through the process, so you're never going to be alone. Okay, so what are some of the student expectations? And so, again, we want to say welcome to workforce development, welcome to college. This is the foundation or the beginning of your academic journey. And so we do have rigorous coursework material. We're not going to say that it's easy, but we do say that the students that get through, they pass certifications and they are competitive in their jobs and they're ready for whatever the employer acts upon them in order for them to be successful. We do require homework, just like mostly academic institutions. We require you to be able to do some out of class skill development. And so while homework, you may look at homework and say, oh, I gotta do homework again. I just did it. I was in high school. Homework is really the most important aspect of any kind of next level academic component because it provides you the opportunity to go home and learn even more of what you've already learned in the classroom, which is going to allow for you to gain even more of the skills that's going to be needed for you to be successful. So we're going to look at homework as a good thing in workforce and make sure that our students know that the homework component is really just that next layer of support that we give them so they can make sure that they understand what it is that we're trying to teach. We do have an attendance policy. So you got to make sure that you come to class. You can't just come into the workforce program and don't show up to class because then you'll be dismissed from the program and you have to start over again, or you may not be eligible for your certification. Some students, if you miss more than 3 absences or whatever your certification require, then you don't qualify for us to pay for the certification exam. Workforce not only pays for you to take the class, but we also pay for you to sit for the national certification. So that's why we say there's at almost zero cost to you out your pocket. And so that's important. The only cost that we know that students incur is in the beginning when they're getting their information for the healthcare pathway, their physical, that background, that drug screening. Those are the times when you incur a little bit of cost. But once you're in the program and you are a workforce development student, there's particularly no cost to you from beginning to end. And like I said, you walk out with a certification that we pay for if you meet all the requirements, and that is successfully passing the course and passing the final exam in that course with an 80 or better, and making sure that you do come to class, because in order to be in class, that's going to determine whether or not you're going to be successful. So we need you to be there. Student code of conduct, again, you have to be appropriate, you have to dress appropriate. We do have that sort of student code of conduct available for you, and we will make sure that you get it in the beginning of the semesters, and we'll walk you through it so that you can understand what our expectations are of you. And we also want to hear about what are some of the expectations you have of us. Okay, so within workforce development, we have the unit which I oversee, which is the student success and retention. And one of the things that we are extremely committed about is making sure that we have that wraparound service for you. So that when you walk through the door, you're going to meet with one of our specialists who's going to advise you in the class. They're going to walk you through those CASAS scores. They're going to tell you what pathway you're supposed to take. And then once you get into that pathway, they're going to serve as that advisor for you throughout your duration within that particular program. And they're going to walk you through career assessments. They're going to talk to you about job coaching. They're going to help with your resume and your cover letter. They're going to work with the employment outreach coordinators to make sure that any opportunities in your pathway that's out there, that we're going to provide you with the scope of understanding on how to gain those skills. We do provide retention services. So for instance, your advisor is going to come in, they're going to walk with you through the 21st century skill workshops. We provide workshops to you. They assist with community resources. So if you're coming to us and you're pregnant, or you're coming to us and you're homeless, we're gonna look and find the resources that you need in order for you to be successful in our program inside and outside. And so we're also going to refer you. We do a lot of referrals. So one of the programs that we work with, we're partnered with, is the LIFT program. And that program provides, women in the district financial literacy and skills for building a better development of life. And so we work with our students and partner with them to give our students an opportunity so that they can be successful within the district. Also, we have a lot of transition support. So one of the things that we're really beefing up on is making sure that our workforce program is the beginning foundation for you. So we don't want this to be the end stop, because UDC has so much to offer. And we're so committed to making sure that our students understand everything that we have to offer. UDC will provide you with that associate's degree, that bachelor's degree, that master's degree. Now they have a doctoral program, and they have the law degree. So you can literally gain from workforce development an opportunity to move along the journey until you become a lawyer or a doctor, PhD doctor, and you'll have that opportunity to be very, very, very successful. And UDC can provide the road to possibility. It can really provide that for you because we're providing you with an opportunity from the beginning level all the way to the end level. And so Workforce is there to help with that transition. So we have workshops around the college application process assistance. We have financial aid workshops where the financial aid office comes in and talks to you all, or we provide that basic level college bound or college board workshop for you all. We provide degree audits with the admissions office. And we also walk you through that transition to degree completion. So we walk you through to help you understand that this is where you are and this is where you can be. And whatever it's going to need for us to get you to that next step, we're here and we're committed to serve you through it. So the Office of Student Success and Retention really is a great spot for you because it not only provides you with the inception into our program, but it also receives you through the program and then it helps you as you exit the program. So we provide that wraparound holistic approach to our student development, and we make sure that you really, really feel connected and a part of the family when you're with us. And so some of the check-ins, and I think these are some of the questions that our students asked us and from the beginning. So what is the Institution of Division of Workforce Development and Lifelong Learning a part of? So we are part of the University of the District of Columbia. We're housed inside of the community college. We are a division. So that means that we are a part of the university. When you come to workforce development, you are a part of the family. You're a part of the Firebird Nation. We're here for you. We support you. We're going to help you migrate and understand what it takes for you to be successful from all aspects of your academic journey. So Workforce is a part of the family. So when you come to Workforce, you're a part of UDC's family. So don't feel as if coming through Workforce, you're part of another institution. You are part of the University of the District of Columbia. What benefits do I get from being a workforce development student? I mean, the benefits are endless. Not only do you become a part of the UDC family, but you also be able to come to a program when you're not really sure where you want to be in life right now. You're still questioning things, and you may not want to invest the money right now, or you don't have the money to invest into your education. Workforce provides you with an opportunity to come in to gain a certification in a field, an industry field, and allow for you to gain those certifications and be competitive in the DC marketplace. And it allows for the students to do that at no cost. So you can tell me, I'll wait probably, of any organization, especially another university, that provides their students an opportunity to not only come through the doors with minimum skills, but gain the skills that's necessarily and needed in order for you to be successful and leave with a certification to go into the job market and earn the potential earnings that you're supposed to earn, and you didn't pour anything out of your pocket. That's the benefit of coming to UDC Workforce Development. And as well as, not only do you come to the Workforce Development Program, it opens the floodgates for you to be able to be a part of the UDC family and go on not only to our associate's degree, but our bachelor's degree. Because once you're with us, we want to see you to the end. And so UDC Workforce Development Program serves as that foundation. And so our students benefit a great deal. And what are the next steps for registering for a course? One of the things that you have to do in order to register for a workforce development course is first express interest. Go to our website. We have an RFI there, which is request for information. You can fill that website out, fill that RFI out. You can send it, and then my project assistant, she'll get back with you. She'll send you a link that will let you know when we're going to have information sessions. Another one of these, a very short one of these ones though, information sessions talking about workforce development, and then they'll send you an application. You'll fill the application out, and once you fill the application out, you'll be able to go and sit for the CASAS exam. Once you sit for the CASAS exam, the specialist will sit with you and walk you through all the different pathways, let you know where your score lie, let you know what pathway works best for you, and then you're well on your way to be a workforce development student. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Durant. Lots of good information. Always some great information. Do a quick commercial from one of our sponsors. All right, thank you. And that is Lily's, one of our sponsors. We have our next raffle. So again, if you are a participant in the SYAP program or the MBYLI program, then you can win one of our awesome raffle items. So our question, our number 2 raffle question is, drum roll. Okay. We'll jump right into Q&A. And, oh, there it is. Okay. Awesome. So our raffle number 2. On what campuses are UDC's WDLL programs located? On what campuses are UDC's Workforce Development Lifelong Learning programs located? That was embedded in the presentation, so if you were paying attention, then you should know the answer to that question. And you can send your answers to virtualcollege@udc.edu. And the first person to respond with a $25 gift card to Lily's restaurant or bar or Fernando's meal package. Nice. So remember, you must be a participant in the 2 programs to win. You're welcome to participate and send your answers in and see how smart you are. But only those who are in those 2 programs can actually win a prize. On what campuses are UDC's WDLL programs located? All right, awesome. So we have a few questions.
Okay.
You mentioned the program, and what about age? Is there an age limit? Like, can my grandfather come? He's sitting home doing nothing.
Our workforce program.
He needs
yes,
skills.
Yes. Our workforce program is open to all ages. As long as you have a high school diploma and you're over the age of 18, you have a high school diploma, and you are ready and willing to come and gain a certification, we are here for you. So from 18 to whenever, you have an opportunity to join workforce. So there's no age limit or restriction besides having a high school diploma and being under 18.
Okay. And I have a kid. I got 2 kids. What kind of daycare options are available to someone like me who I can't manage to get daycare and the classes are happening at the same time?
Well, currently we don't have any childcare services that we provide through Workforce, but we do, like I said, we give referrals. So we will help you with referrals of list of organizations, a list of childcare centers that's within the area, and just try to work with you to be able to find the resources that you need in order for you to be successful. So it's important for us to, even though we don't have the services that you may be looking for, one of the things that we want to pride ourselves on is being able to be as a resource for our students and support them through multiple different journeys. Because again, with Workforce, there are going to be a lot of opportunities for students to be and gain different type of resources because they're coming from many different facets of life. So we have students that, like I said, that are 21, and we have students that are 60, and they're all going to require or have unique needs. And so we want to make sure that we provide at least as much resources as we can to the students. So while we don't have the childcare services right now, we are looking and we are committed to making sure that we do at least provide a resource for the students. And even through some of the Department of Human Services programs, child voucher programs, we will send them in the right direction. And we do have some people in those programs that we have connections with that we can maybe make a phone call and try to help you out in that way.
Awesome. Speaking of connections, what about dreamers? The resources available to support them and getting to school and, a trade and certification as well?
Yes, our dreamers are welcome. Anyone that graduates from the university or from the University of District of Columbia that was a dreamer or that was not a dreamer and decided to come to Workforce, they are welcome. Anyone that graduates from high school that's a dreamer and they have a DC high school diploma, they are more than welcome to come. Anyone that's a DC resident and they are a dreamer, they are more than welcome to come. So our program does not discriminate on the dreamers at all.
Oh, that's amazing. What about your offerings? I didn't hear, I saw the presentation. What about dental assistance program or psychology programs? Like, what other programs are available? Or that's all you have? And if so,
those are the pathways that we have. One of the things that we do, we're very committed to making sure that we're looking at the industry pathways, the certifications that's within the industry that's going to be help our students be very, very successful. And so, because remember, we're offering certifications, we're not offering degrees. And so the certifications have to be able to be obtained within a certain amount of time in order for students, to be able to be able to get back to working, or if they are working, to be able to commit themselves back to their jobs full time. And so right now we don't offer any certifications in psychology. We don't offer any certifications in dental assistant. But one of the things that we do is that within our program, we constantly talk about the transition. And so if you come to our program and you're not sure, but psychology may be at the back burner or it may not be at the frontal lobe right now, but you're looking forward to, looking for maybe psychology down the road, we will transition you over to the associate's degree or to the flagship in order to gain that next level of certification or degree in those particular areas. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And speaking about the certifications, it's not a degree, it's a applicable skill you can go out in the workforce now, right? Start working. My internship, how am I getting experience? I go to the program, it's great, but I go to jobs, I don't have any experience. Are internships available to help me build my experience so that when I'm out, I can actually, get a job paying the money that, I would like to make?
That you want, that you're looking forward to. Right? Everybody's looking forward to the money. That's the key, right? And so one of the things that we do at Workforce is that our healthcare pathway provide externships and internships. And some of our other pathways, we do provide an opportunity for students to not only provide an internship, but we do job fairs. And so we have industry job hiring fairs that come into the workforce program, and they work with our employment outreach coordinators, and they house what we call employment outreach sessions. And so those sessions are within the industry. So for instance, we have childcare. So we just went through one of the employment outreach sessions with Educare. So they're providing 25 jobs for students in the childcare industry right now. We're working with some other industry in the construction. We're looking at people in the IT field. And so while you may not be getting an internship directly in your pathway, we are providing you with that resume support, that cover letter support, and an opportunity to work with the employment outreach coordinators to bring industry experts or industry hiring potential employers into that organization to hopefully help our students gain employment. So we are supporting that.
That's great. So in supporting me in the job fair, are we doing interviewing skills, like how to dress, assisting students with things like that?
We do all that before the job fair. So you're ready. So we kind of, so we have those what we call employment outreach sessions, and those sessions talk about your resume. And then once you go through the session, we'll talk about we talk about actually all the potential employees that we're bringing in. So you'll know before you even get there who's going to be there. We talk to you about who's going to be there, what they're looking for, what the amount of experience they need. We go through all the nitty gritty of everything that's going to be required for you. So you definitely don't walk in as a student blind to what you're doing. We talk about the dress code, what is expected of you when you walk into the dress code. And then after they do that employment outreach session, they do one-on-one sessions with our career counselors. So they walk them through that the resume, the cover letter, and that one-on-one interviewing technique skills training.
Okay. Because sometimes I think students are really prepared and they don't always dress appropriately, or they don't always know how to carry themselves, in communicating verbally. So that's awesome. And then one of the last questions before we
do our best. We're not. No, I said we do our best to help them out. We're not there dressing them, but we will. But we'll make sure that they know what it is that is required of them to wear.
Yeah, definitely, I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 more questions. You mentioned that the workforce development lifelong learning is a part of UDC. We're all Firebirds. Can I play sports? What's available to me outside the classroom? I want to be a well-rounded student and not just always books.
Well, one of the things that when you come to Workforce is that we provide a lot of workshops to students. So we have our workshop series that we provide in order to help you gain your skills. And while I said you are a UDC student, so you'll have access to pretty much support yourself at the main campus. So you can come to the main campus, and we encourage all of our students to be involved in the activities that's going on campus. We send emails out, they send them to us, we send them to our students. So our integration is very much important to the institution. So Workforce is not shunned out, it's actually inclusive. So they want to bring you in. They're looking forward to seeing more of Workforce students on the campus, because that's an opportunity for us to get you to be a part of the family and allow for you to be, matriculating through the institution. And so, but one of the things that we haven't done right now, and so for the students that want to play sports or want to be, that's not what you're going to be able to do. You're not going to be able to play sports. We can't get you on the basketball team, but we can get you to be able to fill out that application, go to that flagship, and then walk onto the basketball team if your skills is where they need to be. So we can help you get there, but we can't do it from workforce in the beginning. But by the time you leave workforce, we can set you in the right path to be able to be a part of that program.
But I can go to a game and
Go to a game first, right?
Okay.
That's the key. That's the key.
I'm all excited. How do I sign up? How can I get started on my WL classes? What I need to do? I'm ready to go.
So the first step for you to do is to go to our website, Workforce Development, under the University of District of Columbia website. Go to Workforce and click on the RFI, the Request for Information. Once you do that, it'll set you up and you'll be well on your way to earning your opportunities to come to Workforce Development and gaining that certification.
Okay, awesome. And then one last question before we wrap up. What if I
One
started?
more?
I know one more. What if I started the program and I can't find my paperwork in my classes? Like, can you guys pull it up? I mean, what if it was like 10 years ago? Like, how far back? I want to make sure, like, if I tell my aunt, like, hey, I went to this workshop, great information, come back. You know, you can get certified.
We say 5 years. We say 5 years because 5 years is where the industry, you have to probably come back and get certification anyway. So if you haven't used your certification for 5 years, you're probably gonna have to start the class all over. So it's important for people to keep up with their certifications, that they pay that yearly fee that's required, because if you don't, you're gonna have to start over. So the certifications are not gonna be able to be transferable once you leave workforce if you're not in compliance with the accrediting agencies that I talked to you about earlier. So once you leave us, now it's your responsibility to keep up with the accrediting agencies that gave you the certification so that it can stay valid and stay current.
All right, awesome. All right, well, thank you, Dr. Durant. That was so awesome. Great information.
I appreciate it.
Talk to you. And for those of you watching and listening, hopefully you got some good information. Please share it, pass it on. The Workforce Development Lifelong Learning is looking forward to working with each of you. And again, UDC is finding your possibilities. Thank you.
Yes. A lot of opportunities. Okay. Enjoy your day.
You too.